How do you know a thriving business? What do you know to look out for? What are the KPIs that you should be looking out for? And more importantly, how do you know that you're running a thriving business? Hi guys, my name is Wema. Welcome to another video from Hello Wema. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for going on this journey with me. Today we're going to be learning about telltale signs that a business is thriving. So I hope that you use this video to evaluate your own business or send to a business owner because they will really benefit from this. Sometimes we might erroneously think that because we're putting in the hard work that our business is actually growing, but it's not always like that. So these are signs that you should look out for in your business or send to a business owner like I said before, and evaluate the businesses around you as well. This would also help you select the businesses that you should put your money into, either as investments or as patronage or whatever you want to do. So stay with me. The first thing to look out for is they are searchable and they look good online. So if you're a business owner, ask yourself, is your business searchable? If we go on Google and type in your business name, what do we see? And when I say searchable, I don't mean only social media. Anybody can pick anything from any social media. I mean reputable sources. It's why I used Google as an instance. If we search for you on Google, are we going to see you? And more importantly, when we see you, what is the presentation of your business on Google like? You can register your business on Google. Just search for Google My Business and then move on from there. And then you can now go into social media and make sure that your Instagram is set up properly, your marketplace, if you use Gigi, if you use Chowdeck, if you're using Jumia, whatever it is, just make sure that your online stores are set up properly as well and they're very presentable. So that's the first thing to search out for. Secondly, a business is thriving if they have a very good sales average. In business, we have ups and downs, yeah? However, if you have to know that you have an average that is healthy. I'll give an instance. If you sell footwear and you calculate everything that you've sold for the past 4, 6, 8 months and you take an average of them and you see that you sell at least 30 footwear in a month. That means that on your good months, you can sell 500, 800, 1 million, 1,000. But it also means that if worst comes to worst, your sales do not go beneath 30 footwear per month. That's what I mean by a healthy sales average. And again, your sales average, be sure that it's healthy. That you run a footwear business and you're only selling 2 per month, that's not a healthy average. If you're selling only 5 per month, that's 31 days. Only 5 footwear, that's not a healthy average. You might need to work better on your sales and on other aspects of the business to make sure that is boosted a bit. Number 3, a business is thriving when they are able to respond to adversity and challenges very well. A typical example, COVID. When COVID came, a lot of businesses closed down. However, a lot of businesses pivoted on that epidemic and then restructured their entire brands, restructured their sales, restructured their mode of operation and everything. That's what we mean by if they're able to adjust to challenges. What happens if there's inflation? Does your business close down? Is there a way you can work around it? What happens in case of a fire or an accident or something? What happens then? Is it totally going to be over for your business, or is there a way that you can leverage on these things or properly manage these risks? So that's another pointer to show if a business is thriving or not. Number 4 way to know a thriving business is they're flexible with their sales process. What that means is, do you have a one-way attack to making sales? And I mean this for both products and services. If every time you want to make a sale, your approach is, come and buy from me, I've not eaten for 2 days, which of course, first of all, I want to believe that by now you know that that's not a proper sales technique. You should be able to be flexible. If you are going to sell, let's say for instance, jewelry, yeah, don't just shove it on our face and say, come and buy gold jewelry, 18 karat gold, 24 karat, whatever. This thing is, there's diamonds in it, it's original, it's only 2 in the world. It's all, okay, so now that you've said all of that, what's that supposed to mean to me? How is that my business? Even in your target audience, there are still several ways to sell to them to maximize your sales. Now, while that might work, that approach might work for somebody who maybe knows the cuts and colors and all of the details of these precious stones. For me, the average human, you might just tell me, look, this is gold jewelry that if you buy now, you would never have to change. You might be able to pass it on to your daughters, and your daughters will pass it on to their daughters. So it makes for a good family heirloom, and it makes for good investment because you can sell it off much later in life and it would have appreciated. That's another sales technique for that same product, but to a different person. For someone else, it might just be, this is gold jewelry. I noticed that you don't have gold. You have only silver, have only diamonds, maybe some other kind of jewelry. How about you try gold? At least have this one. This would be your gold jewelry that will come in handy whenever you need to wear gold. That's another approach. So be flexible. How you know a thriving business is they are flexible in selling different products to different people at different times. The fifth way to know a thriving business is their structure is flexible and adaptable, and they're able to pivot on opportunities when need be. It's similar to the point that I raised before, but this is kind of a bit different. So for structure, for your flexible structure, what that means is if you have to move your business out of, say, Lagos State, for instance, and you go to the north, or you even leave Nigeria, are you still going to be running business as usual? Or the way your business is structured, are you able to just upscale from there or downsize if need be? Are you able to move around that business without necessarily shutting it down and starting it afresh? If someone comes to you and says, oh, let's partner, we give you this grant, we give you this loan, do you know what to do with it? Do you have a business plan ready for investors? Do you have a portfolio ready for partnerships? So this is what I mean by adaptable structure. Are you just there in your room or in your parlor and just packaging things from your parlor and just saying, oh, I'm praying for increase, I'm praying for expansion, oh Lord, but you're not necessarily building capacity to accommodate that expansion? So you want to be sure that your business structure is flexible and is adaptable for when need be. Number 6, you can boast of loyal customers. Now, even if there are 3, if it's just a handful or if it's a truckload of loyal customers, as far as you're able to boast of loyal customers and you're able to say, no, this person buys from me often, or this person would always reach out to me, this person would, if you can boast of loyal customers, even if it's just a handful, it means you're doing something right and you should keep it up. You should aspire to upscale, obviously, but it means keep it up, you're doing something right. And to piggyback off of that point, number 7, you have referrals. If your customers refer you, if people come to you and say, oh, I was referred by this person, it means that you're doing something right as well. It means that your business is thriving. It means that you've been able to establish some sort of trust and some sort of authority in that field, at least to your target audience, in that they're bold enough to recommend you to someone else. It means that either your ethics are amazing or your service or your product is top notch, or whatever it is that you're doing good. So keep up the good job if you have loyal customers and you have referrals as well. Number 8, and my final point, if your market is growing at a great pace, you know that your business is thriving. What that means is there has to be obvious growth. If you started as a one-man business, over time, you should be able to add someone. You should be able to have staff. You should be able to have interns or apprentices. Even if you don't have apprentices and you're still a one-man business, what used to take you 2 hours to accomplish, over time should take you 30 minutes. In that 2 hours, you should be able to complete 4 tasks. Over time, you should be able to multitask and manage properly. That's your business is growing. You as a person are growing. Your business also is growing when your sales have increased. It means that in the past year, your sales average was 30. Now in this year, it has exponentially increased to 45. That's good growth. It might not necessarily have tripled in size or in statistics, but that's good growth. And that means that in next year, you probably would move to 65, and then like that, 85, and the next thing 200, and the next thing you're a franchise. You have branches everywhere. So if your market is growing at a good pace, emphasis on good pace, because you're not going to have a sales average of 30 in Q1, and then by Q4 your sales average is 32. That's not a good pace. It's growth, yes, but that's not a good pace. If you increase from 20% to 40%, it's good growth, but it doesn't change the fact that 40% is still below average. And it doesn't change the fact that 40% is still not pass mark. So be able to find that balance between the growth of your business and the growth of your business in comparison to the competition of your market. Now I have a bonus tip for you. A thriving business would have a portfolio and a headshot. A portfolio for businesses that need a portfolio, which I think every business does actually, but at least you as a business owner have a professional headshot. If we need to publicize your business, if we need to publicize the owner of the brand, don't bring us a selfie, and no, have a professional, clean, proper studio picture that you can share to people and say, oh, I am the face behind this brand. If you need to speak at events, that picture can stand in for you. You don't have to go and take 5 million pictures. You can have 4, you can have 3. Just have a professional picture, one that shows you in maybe the attire of whatever business you are doing. So if you're a carpenter, you want to have one with your apron or with your overalls and maybe tools, or maybe a helmet or something. If you're a food business, if you're a food vendor, you want to have one with your apron or with the chef's cap, with the chef's attire. If you are a brand marketer, you are a strategist, you want to have one wearing corporate, that's, I mean, proper suits. You want to have one wearing corporate. If you're a tailor, you want to have one wearing one of your pieces, one of your designs. If you're a makeup artist, you want to have one with a full bit on. So these are just things that I think that you should also have handy, and as a thriving business, they would come in very, very useful for you. I hope you've learned a lot from this. I hope that you're going to use the points that I have given here to evaluate your business. Please leave a like, a comment, tag a friend, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.